The next epithelium is called as ciliated epithelium. Okay, name suggests that it is having the cilia. Okay, now what is the shape of the cells over here? Either the cells can be columnar or column like, okay, or they can be cuboidal. So shape can be columnar and cuboidal. Again, they have the free end provided with hair like structure. Okay, they are having free end, okay, which is provided with hair like structure. You can make out over here. Okay, you can make out over here. Okay, so their free end is provided with the hair like structure, so therefore it is also called as ciliated epithelium. Okay, now what is the shape of the cells? Cells can be cuboidal or columnar. Their free end are broad, okay, while again their narrow end is resting on the basement membrane. Okay, so this end can be, that is called as basal end. That basal end is narrow, apical end is called as broad, right? So this is apical end, and that apical end or free end which is going to provided with the structure which is a hair like structure called as cilia. Okay, now if you observe that where it is present, now they are present in your respiratory tract. Okay, then where? In your respiratory tract. So obviously whatever dust particles are going to enter in your respiratory tract, okay, these dust particles are swept in upward direction with the help of this ciliated epithelium. Okay, now one of the part of female reproductive system called as fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is provided with a ciliated epithelium, and this ciliated epithelium is going to push the ovum in forward direction and thus help in fertilization. Are you getting? So fallopian tube is also known as oviduct. Okay, so what is the function? They are going to create the movement. Okay, so either in, that is, that movement is in specific direction. Are you getting? So either they are going to remove the foreign particles in case of the trachea, or they are going to push the ovum in case of oviduct or fallopian tube. So where they are present? In the nasal cavity, trachea, oviduct, in the inner lining of the buccal cavity of the frog. So see, the cells can be cuboidal or columnar. The inner end are narrow, free end are broad. Flat is going to show the presence of hair-like structure called as cilia. Okay, the nucleus is oval and again placed toward the basal end, that is near the base. Function is movement of material, prevent the entry of foreign material into the trachea, push the ovum in oviduct. So location is clear. So where it is present? In the inner lining of the buccal cavity of the frog, nasal cavity, trachea, and oviduct of vertebrate. Okay, so that is all about ciliated epithelium. Okay, that is all about ciliated epithelium. Coming to the next epithelium called as glandular epithelium. See, name itself suggests glandular, that means it is concerned with the gland. Okay, now here the cells can be of different shape. The cells can be columnar, or it can be pyramidal, or it can be cuboidal in shape. Okay, so the nucleus is again large toward the base. Okay, and they are going to secrete something. Glandular epithelium is secretory in nature, so it is going to secrete something. Are you getting? So here the cells can be columnar or cuboidal or pyramidal. The nucleus is toward the base and they are going to secrete something. Okay, you can see this. So this is called as the uh, there is sometimes a single cell can become secretory, that is called as unicellular gland. Okay, it is called as unicellular gland. You can see there is a cell called as goblet cell. What is goblet? Goblet is a cup like structure. Okay, goblet is actually the cup which is having some sort of stem. Okay, so it is a cup like structure. You can see this is a cup like structure, and it is going to secrete a slimy secretion called as mucus. Okay, it is going to secrete a slimy secretion, that mucus. Now where it is going to secrete in the mucus? It is going to secrete in your esophagus, stomach, intestine. So in case of your internal lining of digestive tract, is lined by the goblet cell. So what is the function of goblet cell? Goblet cell is actually unicellular gland. So based on the number of cells, it can be unicellular or it can be multicellular. Example of the unicellular is goblet cell. Okay. Example of the multicellular gland is a salivary gland. You can see. So this is a unicellular, that is a goblet. Okay. This is a unicellular. You can see that is goblet cell. Okay. This is also what unicellular. Now you can see there is a multicellular gland. So there are different types. Simple tubular, coiled tubular. Can you see this? Simple branch. So what are the multicellular gland? Salivary gland. Then mammary gland. Okay, that is also a multicellular gland. Then tear gland, that is also a multicellular gland. So based on the number, it can be unicellular or it can be multicellular. And based on the mode of secretion, what is they are going to secrete? They can be exocrine or endocrine. Can you see this over here? What is endo? Endo is inside. Crine is secretion. So whatever secretions are there, these secretions are directly released into the blood. They do not have the duct. So endocrine gland is also called as ductless gland. Whereas exocrine gland, you can see they have the special duct. Okay. So you can see over here, there are what? The special duct are present. Okay. So here you can see they are with duct. So they are the gland with the duct. So they are called as exocrine gland. Liver is exocrine gland. Okay. Then salivary is exocrine gland. It has a duct. Pancreas has a duct. It is also what? Exocrine gland. But pancreas release hormone as well. So often endocrine gland is going to release hormone. Their secretion is often hormone. Okay. Whereas exocrine gland can secrete a variety of substance. It can be enzyme, it can be watery fluid, it can be other substances. But endocrine gland is going to secrete hormone, and these hormones are directly released where? Inside your blood. Okay. So endo is inside, crine is secretion, exo is outside. Okay, that is crine is secretion. Okay. So based on the mode of secretion, it can be endocrine or exocrine gland. Okay, function: secretion of mucus, enzymes, and hormones depend on the physiology of the cell. Okay, so cells can be cuboidal, columnar, or pyramidal in shape. Nucleus is large, situated toward the base. Secretory granules are present in the cytoplasm. The types can be they can be classified into two ways, that is based on the number of cells and the based on mode of secretion. Based on the number of cells, they can be unicellular or multicellular. Example of the unicellular is goblet cell. Example of the multicellular is salivary gland. Based on the mode of secretion, they can be endocrine. Endocrine gland are also called as ductless gland. Exocrine glands are the glands that is with duct. Okay, so function: they can be secrete mucus, enzymes, hormone, etc. based on the physiology of the cell. Okay, easy. Are you getting this? So this is all about, that is a glandular epithelium. The next type of epithelium is called as sensory epithelium. Okay. So the name itself suggests that it is concerned with the sense of something. Either it can be sense of smell, sense of hearing, or sense of vision. Right. So basically, these cells are composed of two more cell. Okay, or this tissue, it is made up of two more type of cell. One is columnar cell. Okay, one is columnar cell, and another cell is called as neurosecretory cell. Okay, so you can see this. It is having the one cell which is a columnar cell, right? Another cell which is called as neurosecretory cell. Okay, so sensory epithelial tissue is made up of two cell, columnar cell as well as neurosecretory cell. Okay, so there are sensory hairs are present at the free end of the cells. Okay, so there are sensory hairs are present. Okay, so you can see over here. Okay, so there are what? that is a sensory hair like structure. Can you see this? Or a cilia, दिख रहे हैं? So these are the hair which is present toward which end? Toward the free end. So this is a free end. Okay, can you see this? Here, this is a free end. Are you getting? So this will be the basal end. समझ में आया कि नहीं? These are the basal end. So toward the free end, it is having the hair-like structure, and they are going to receive the stimulus. Okay, stimulus is nothing but that is a message, right? So whatever message are there, they are received toward which end? Toward which end? That is called as what? Apical end. Okay, that is called as apical end. So sensory epithelium is made up of, it is a modified columnar cells and elongated neurosecretory cell. Okay, sensory epithelium is modified. It is a modified columnar cell as well as what? That is neurosecretory cell. At the apical end, they are having the hair which is going to receive the stimuli. Okay, so what is the function? It is the function is it is going to receive the stimulus. What is stimulus? That is when you get the message, right? That is called as stimuli. Okay, so some sort of message, some sort of thought or feeling, or we can say the action, right? So that is called as what? For example, if you are going to get the smell is a kind of stimulus. Okay, if you are going to hear something, so hearing is a sort of stimulus. If you can able to see the something, so that is a stimulus, right? So they are going to receive the stimulus. For example, okay, if someone is going to touch your hand, so that touch becomes stimulus. Okay, and then message is carried. That message is called as impulse. So initially touch is stimulus, then message is called as impulse. So they are found, where they are found? They are found in the nose. So nose may, you can see here the diagram is of olfactory epithelium. So you can see the cilia are going to collect the odor. Can you see these molecule? दिख रहा है odor molecule? So these odor molecule are received by these hair. Okay, then in case of the ear we have auditory hair cell, so that you can able to hear. And in case of the eyes we have photoreceptor cell. Photoreceptor cell are responsible for the vision. Okay, so there is a day vision. Okay, there is a daylight vision, there is a dim light vision. All these are, that is received because of photoreceptor cell. Okay, so देखो क्या क्या है? Cells are modified form of columnar cell and elongated neurosecretory cells. Sensory hair are present toward free end. So this is free end, whatever arrow you can see. Okay, so this end is referred as a free end over here. Okay, then nucleus is spherical or oval. Function: perceive the external and internal stimuli. Location found in the nose, ear, and eye. Okay, because these are referred as a sense organ. So that is called as sensory epithelium. Okay. Now there is one more part of epithelium, that is the last part of simple epithelium, called as glandular epithelium. Okay. Now what is germinal epithelium? What is germinal epithelium? So these are the special epithelium. Okay, the cells of these epithelium are going to divide meiotically. That means the cells of this epithelium will undergo meiosis. So you can see there is a germinal epithelium in case of ovary. Okay, so these germinal epithelium, it will undergo meiosis to produce ovum. Okay, it is going to produce ovum or oocyte. Okay, so it is produced by which process called as meiosis. What is meiosis? Meiosis is reductional division. Okay, for example, if this is a cell, you can see this is a cell. Okay, that cell is diploid. What is diploid? Diploid is two set of chromosome. That means it has 46 chromosome. How many chromosome? 46 chromosome. Now this cell will undergo meiosis. Okay, after meiosis it is going to form the four cell. So initially it is going to form two cell, and both the cells are haploid. Okay, both the cells are haploid. So haploid is what? Only one set of chromosome. So here n is equal to 23. Okay, after that you can see these are further going to divide into two more cells, and all the cells will be haploid. Okay, all the cells will be haploid. So one cell is going to form four cells, and all the four cells will have a 23 chromosome. For example, sperm will have 23 chromosome, ovum will have 23 chromosome. So this 23 will come together and it is going to form 46 after fertilization. Okay, so you can see over here, in this is a testes. So testes also contain again a germinal epithelium, you can see. So that germinal epithelium is a special type of epithelium which is present in a reproductive organ, that is in case of seminiferous tubule of the testes and the inner lining of the ovary. Okay, so it is present in ovaries and testes, and they are responsible for the formation of gamete. So these cells can be squamous or cuboidal. Nucleus is spherical. Function formation by meiosis. Okay, so where they are present in the seminiferous tubule of the kidney and inner lining of the ovary. Now we are going to talk about the next type of epithelial tissue. So epithelial tissue can be classified into simple and compound. Compound is also called as multi-layer, multi-stratus. Multi is many, strata is layer. So compound epithelium is further classified into stratified and transitional epithelium. Okay, you can see over here, in case of the stratified epithelium, right? So that is a characteristic of the skin. Okay, that is a characteristic of the skin. So what is here, you can see that the first layer that is toward the base, can you see this? Okay, यहाँ पे दिख रहे हैं? So here toward the base, all the base that is layer is having only the basement membrane. Okay, so only the lowermost layer is resting on the basement membrane. Upper layer are not going to show the presence of basement membrane. Okay, only the lowermost layer is going to show the presence of basement membrane. Upper layer not going to show the presence of basement membrane. So here the nucleus is present in stratum germinativum, right? If you see the skin ka lowermost layer, okay, for example, if this is a lowermost layer of the skin, okay, that is called as stratum germinativum, right? That is called as stratum germinativum, and that stratum germinativum, it is having a nucleus, okay, whereas free end, so you can see this is a free end, okay, over here. So this free end become flat, right? And it is going to lack the nucleus. So free end is without nucleus in case of the skin. I am talking about skin. So skin ka lowermost layer is called as stratum germinativum and uppermost layer is called as stratum corneum. So this is called as stratum corneum, right? And the lowermost layer is called as stratum germinativum, right? And stratum germinativum is having the nucleus, whereas stratum corneus is do not have the nucleus. So what is the main function? Main function is protection. Okay, what is the main function? Protection. So where it is present? In the esophagus, cornea, vagina, and epidermis. Where it is present? In epidermis, esophagus, cornea, vagina, and rectum. So देखो cells can be squamous or cuboidal. 2 to 3 layers. The lowermost layer is resting on basal membrane. The nucleus is at the free end become flat. Lack the nucleus, that is stratum corneum. Okay, you can see in the diagram. Basal is called as nucleus is present in the stratum germinativum. Function is protection and location is epidermis of the skin, esophagus, cornea, vagina, and rectum. Another type of the compound epithelium is called as, that is called as transitional epithelium. Okay, that is called as transitional epithelium. So here you can see this, these epithelium are same like a stratified, matlab it is a multi-layered. Multilayer, that means it has the lowermost layer is located on the basement membrane. Uppermost layer, you can see that is a free surface. Okay. Now you can see the uppermost surface can change its structure. Okay, you can see. So these epithelium can bring about, that is, it can undergo the change in shape and structure. Okay, the transitional epithelium can change the shape and the structure. Therefore, it is called as transitional epithelium. So, structure are same like stratified epithelium. Cell can undergo a change in their shape and structure depending on degree of the stretch. For example, your urinary bladder can stretch when the amount of urine is going to increase. That is because of transitional epithelium. Okay, so transitional epithelium is present in case of urinary bladder, where distension of the urinary bladder can be seen when the amount of urine within the urinary bladder is going to increase. So location is urinary bladder. So that is all about the types of epithelium. Okay, that is all about the types of epithelium.